Alright, here's a quick little video about how I use my batch box rocket mass heater here to sequester carbon and make biochar for my garden. It's wonderful for loosening the clay soil. Basically here we have it sitting as it's extinguished itself. It's been many hours. We have a intake or an exhaust damper for the chimney there. And we have two intake dampers here. So when the fire burns down from the log load and the flame has disappeared and all that is left is a glowing charcoal bed, I'll shut off the air intakes all the way. And then the charcoal will dim down and all that'll be left is like a white coating of ash over top of the charcoal. Once things are pretty well mellowed out like that and the glowing is just a little left, I'll go ahead and close the air damper all the way. Here's the clean out. I'm going to show you the amount of char I get from a batch. It wasn't a very big batch this morning, and charcoal varies, but this is how I reload it for next burn. First, I open the chimney. Then we can go in here and see what the charcoal harvest is like. Have myself a nice little piece of birch bark here. Just happens to be really good size for getting in the corners, and I'll push all of the charcoal and ash to the back first. Then it's easy to get in with my shovel. There we go, just like that. You can see the size of the firebox. And once I get this cleaned out, so I go ahead and clean it with every burn cycle because I'm after the charcoal as much as I'm after the heat and cooking in hot water that this thing generates for me. All right, I got my ash bucket here. I can just pull that right up, and there's a bunch of the charcoal. I don't know, it's maybe 4 days of burning, 2 fires a day. I usually go through 1 bucket of wood like this a day. 1 burn in the morning, 1 burn in the evening. All of the rock thermal mass inside the bell there holds the heat wonderfully and radiates it into the house for about 12 hours at a shot. If it's really cold, like sub-zero, I might do 3 fires a day. But most of the time it's just 2. I like to tip the ash kind of gradual, slow like that to keep dust from getting stirred up. So I'll go ahead and take these charcoal chunks, and then I will, next, when the bucket's full, I'll take it outside and rinse the ash down. The charcoal will float, and then scoop it out with a sieve, put it in my compost bin. From there it goes with the compost into the garden, and I grow some really good food. All right, got that pretty well cleaned out, and let's go ahead and and ignite the next charge. So with this batch box, what I do is basically fill it with as much wood as I can get to fit in there in one shot and ignite it. And then I don't open the door again to reload it because all that thermal mass that radiates heat for 12 hours. I just load it, shut the door, open the air, ignite. I'll show you. Hold on. We just put our firewood in here. I like to put round side down. Gives a little bit more room for air to flow around everything. Oh, let's pick this piece next. That's a good piece. Let's do that way. And when I burn this thing, since I had that thermal mass that stores the heat, I go ahead and do the flare pretty high intense and get the burning done generally within 2 hours. Then I can shut the fire off safely before bed and still wake up to a warm house. I think I want to flip that one 180. There we go. So I'll just put a couple of big logs in there, and then I don't really care to use paper much. I do have this piece here from cleaning the window. I'll put that in there. I really like birch bark. Nice flap of birch bark. It's a great way to get the fire going. Then I'll just put a couple of sticks on top of the birch bark. Kind of finish filling up this volume. Once I got it stuffed with a good load of firewood there, simple enough. Just here, I'm not going to light that paper. That paper is going to burn anyway, but watch this birch bark. It burns like fire starters. I really like it. And it doesn't make all the ash and smoke that paper does. So now I'll go ahead and open the air intakes all the way. In fact, I even take them off so that I can just burn that wood as fast as I can, because the faster I burn it, the cleaner it burns, the more heat I get out of it. It's really dry. And the higher the temperature I can get all the stone in this thermal mass up to, which means I have more energy stored, which means more kilowatt hours of heat or BTU of heat radiating over that 12-hour period of time. And so that's basically it. Once it's lit, I let it burn as clean and hot and fast and intense as I can get it to go. It doesn't overheat me in the house because the heat is going into that rock. In fact, I have another video you can take a look at where this thing's been ripping for an hour, and I can hold my hand on the exhaust pipe, the chimney flue pipe that connects to the masonry indefinitely. It's like my exhaust gas temperatures are probably 120 at the most. The rest of that heat, it's being stored in the rock, radiates over time. It's quite a lovely thing to have all that thermal mass. Once it's lit like that, I can basically walk away. I'm going to go ahead and put my dinner up here on the cooking surface and let it warm up. At the end, like I said, when all that burns down to a coal bed and the flame is gone. All the wood gases have been flared off, and all that's left in there is the carbon charcoal burning hot. I go ahead and shut off the air, let it calm down, shut off the chimney, harvest the charcoal, sequestered carbon, and put it in the garden. I think in a winter I'll go through 3, maybe 4 cubic meters of firewood, and I'll get about 1 cubic meter of charcoal. That makes a lot of garden soil. Really good at holding water, nutrients, and microbiome. Oh, I just got to get into the topic of biochar, but it makes good food for me. Toodle-a-dee.